So you guys have seen these a couple times, but I like to go over my setup just so people know what I'm bringing out here. So the tarp is the same, the war bonnet, Big Mama Jama, and so I love it. It's kind of in porch mode right now using the Black Diamond Z poles, which have been awesome. And the top quilt and under quilt are Enlightened equipment. And the hammock is a Dream Hammock Darien, which has been really good for me. And to hang the tarp, I use Dutch stingers. Been really handy for me. They make setting up a tarp really easy. And Josh is also in porch mode here. He also has a Dream Hammock Darien. His is not the Robic, but his is the 1.6. Is that right?
Yes.
1.6 nylon? 1.6 what? Was
Ripstop.
Ripstop nylon. So, and his tarp is the OES cat cut tarp, which is pretty cool because it's made out of this it's not Sil nylon, it's Sil Pro, is that what you call it?
Yeah.
Sil Pro, but it feels like Sil nylon, but no sag, and it's a lot lighter than mine. And he has a Dutch Wear Gear continuous ridge line. His setup is pretty good. He's using, because it's warm out, I kind of have overkill over there with my top quilt and under quilt right now. I don't really have a true summer quilt. But he has a snug pack blanket, or top quilt I guess you can call it. Blanket?
Whatever you want to call it.
Top quilt. And then he has an Eno under quilt, which is not up as yet. But, oh, and he uses these tarp worms to tension his, these are Dutch Wear Gear, to tension his tarp up. Oop, let's get it focused in there. Perfect. So that's the gear update. We're gonna get some dinner cooking, and we're kind of all set up in camp now. We're pretty close to it. So see you guys later. Just relaxing after a long day. I think we calculated we did about 9 miles only today. But one thing I've noticed about Red River Gorge is Red River Gorge. That one's for Josh. Red River Gorge is that the miles are sometimes more intense. They take us a lot longer to cover than they usually do, just because the straight up nature of some of them. But it's pretty hot in my hammock right now. I actually have the underquilt nice and loose, let a lot of air flowing there. But the sunset is pretty epic. I'll turn around so you can see. Now that is pretty cool. All right. Good night, guys. See you in the morning. And welcome to day 2. So we're just gonna head over down to Gray's Arch. Today's the plan, and kind of loop back around on the southern. And we will have to backtrack a little bit on our last day, because in Red River Gorge, there's not actually any real loops to speak of for backpacking. But check this view out. Now that's really incredible. But we're gonna get packed up. We're a little low in water. I have maybe a mouthful left, and I'm a big water drinker, guys. I carry 3 liters of water on really hot summer days like this, and I drink it all the time, sometimes before I get to the next water source. Could I manage my water better? Yeah, but I like staying hydrated. So it's good. We just have to use our filters and filter up when we come next to, I mean, we're in a river's gorge, so I don't anticipate there being a problem. I think actually by Gray's Arch there should be some water there, so we'll get stocked up and we'll see you on the trail. I'll show you parts of Hanson's trail to this point, because I showed you a little bit yesterday, but we spent about 45 minutes, I'd say, easy, just kind of winding our way, because we didn't know where we were going, winding our way through this kind of dense pine forest. And the trail was visible most of the times, but it's one of those trails where you're kind of hunched in like that. Safe and sound?
Oh yeah.
Always nice when our food is still there.
That tree, though, does not want to give up that rope.
So I said before how tight this trail is, and it's pretty much like 45 minutes, you said, Josh? I didn't time yesterday, but about 45 minutes of this. It's worth it, don't get me wrong, but it's definitely different from it's more bushwhacking, but the trail is fairly easy to follow as long as you pay attention and watch for snakes around all the fallen trees in the path, like these. All right, I'm gonna focus on not getting whipped in the face by any branches. So I'll see you guys when we get to that intersection and maybe Gray's Arch. See ya. I think it's a really cool part of the trail because this area is sandstone. It's just like walking on the beach. Yeah. Hey, so that only took us about 30 minutes during when we came back to make it from Hanson's Point Trail. So I don't know why it took us so long last night. Maybe because we were a little hesitant, a little bit more cautious because we didn't know where we were going. But about 30 minutes, our typical hike, and we're back on the rough trail, and we'll head to Gray's Arch. Just filtering water. Breakfast of champions. There's lots of good water sources, even though it's been really dry all year. There's lots of good stuff around here. I believe we're crossing there, and Josh already crossed down there. Yeah, the trail hasn't been that busy, but we've seen a few people. One couple, one guy out by himself, and I think two more. And there are a bunch of kids out at Hanson's Point. It's a pretty popular area. You can tell, like, a lot of people, even though it's a rougher trail to get down, a lot of people still hike out there. Continues to amaze me with how picturesque it is down here. Man. It's hot. It's really hot. I'm glad we got water.